Four people were shot and killed while sleeping on the CTA Blue Line train over in Forest Park. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
And Rob, the mayor confirming with us tonight, those four victims were sleeping on this train when they were shot, likely before it even arrived here at this train station. CTA workers making the gruesome discovery. Train services are slowly picking up here at the Blue Line station in Forest Park after four people, all adults, were found shot. Three in one train car and one was found in another. All of them said to have been sleeping at the time of their murders.
These victims likely never saw it coming. They were executed on Labor Day, right? So Labor Day is generally a festive kind of day. In our community, people go to the pool, they go to the park, they barbecue. But today, a lot of people were calling the mayor's office expressing concern and asking if they were safe.
The horrific scene was discovered by CTA workers around 5:30 Monday morning, just as the inbound train arrived at this final stop. The mayor says the shooting is believed to have happened one stop away near the Harlem Blue Line station. Within 90 minutes, police say a suspect was found and arrested, still with the gun allegedly used in the crime.
We believe he got off at the Forest Park stop. He was apprehended at a Pink Line station in Chicago somewhere. So he may have gotten on a train going the opposite direction.
In a statement to ABC7, a CTA spokesperson calling this an isolated incident, saying, quote, "This heinous and egregious act of violence should never have occurred, nonetheless, on a public transit train." Now, the victims and suspect involved in the shooting have yet to be identified. The mayor says charges are expected tomorrow.
So before we get into the next story, as far as the different coverage, because I always like to make sure that I get the whole story and not half the story, I'm asking the same question, Sunshine. I was wondering why they was even sleep on a train is just crazy. Well, a couple different assumptions and observations, right? The first assumption and observation is you can say maybe they were homeless people. The second assumption and observation is maybe they were just tired, because I've seen people get on a train or get on a bus and fall asleep just because they was tired, or you know what I'm saying, they was looking at their phone or whatever, and they put their phone and they put their head down for a second and they fell asleep. More importantly, this this shows that crime and people are crazy. And I tell ladies all the time, I tell y'all on this show, I tell y'all on a regular basis, be careful. Do not go out here by yourself. Don't think that you protected just because you're a strong woman and whatever, so on and so forth. When people do stuff to people similar to this, they look for the weakest link. They look for people that are sleeping. They look for the ones that are the most vulnerable. They look for the ones that are the most elderly. They look for the ones that they can take advantage of. And people have an insatiable thirst. This is look. I wouldn't even say that this is probably the first time that this person is ever killed. I would venture to say that this is the first time that they didn't ever got caught. And if it is the first time that they didn't ever kill somebody, it's a strong possibility, because I'll be watching Mind Hunters on Netflix and stuff like that. I watch both seasons. And if it is the first time, they premeditated this. They've been thinking about this for a long time. You just so happen to be the one that was the most vulnerable that they walked into.
Good evening. A person is in custody tonight after four people were shot and killed on the Blue Line in Forest Park early this morning.
WGN's Flores is live at the scene with the latest on the investigation.
Ray and Dana, now good evening. Now, this is still an ongoing investigation. Not too long ago, we heard from the mayor, who tells us that the victims were shot while they were sleeping. Now, they have still not been identified.
How? How is that possible? So wait a minute. Four people got killed. Three of them was on the same train. One of them was on a different cab or a different train, and all of them got killed while they were sleeping. So you saying that all of them was asleep at the same time and nobody heard nothing? Everybody just got killed and that was it. It was nobody woke up when they heard the first gunshot or the other person that was in the train. And then where's the it's cameras in our buses. I know in Detroit in particular, on the Q line, they got an operator, and it's cameras on the bus, it's cameras people mover. It's cameras on the decks where you get onto the bus or on the people movers. It's cameras on the buses. It's cameras on the train. It's cameras on the queue lines. It's cameras. It's cameras at the stoplights. It's cameras everywhere. On the businesses, on the side of the buildings. We have a whole center, a whole tech center that's dedicated to just monitoring crime. And they do the green light system where you actually can pay to be plugged into an even more extensive system. So how did they just discover them in the morning? And number two, like I have so many questions. I don't understand how this person was able to just walk around and they didn't even start to look for him until they discovered the people that was dead once they pulled up to a completely different station. That's crazy to me.
But he does tell us that the suspect is a male, approximately in his 30s. Now, service to the Blue
Is it a
Line
black
is still
man or a white man?
temporarily suspended as this investigation continues.
Or a migrant?
It's a horrible tragedy that 4 people are dead on Labor Day weekend. Our police department and our fire department respond to this location probably more than any other location in our jurisdiction.
Forest Park Mayor Rory Hoskins is referring to the Forest Park Transit Center, an area that became the site of an investigation following a shooting that happened just before 5:30 Monday morning on the CTA Blue Line headed westbound, arriving at the Des Plaines Avenue terminal.
We know that there are 4 deceased from this incident. Currently, that suspect is being held at the Forest Park Police Department, and we believe it was only one suspect.
Officials believe the shooting happened in 2 train cars. They say all victims were passengers. 3 people died on scene. A 4th person was taken to Loyola Medical Center, where they were later pronounced dead.
When they say the person that did it, do you see how we become so woke that they'll say, oh, okay, so the person of interest or the person that was arrested was a 34-year-old male. What else? Was he black, white? Did he have dreads? Did he have a bald head? Was he tall? Was he short? I need more details, ma'am. I want to know everything. I want to know, was it a migrant? Was he illegal? Did he have ID on him? I want to know everything. I want to see the picture of the suspect that was arrested. I want to see the mugshot.
Obviously is shocking. It is uncommon, to have a mass shooting like this, especially this close to home.
Forest Park Police and CTA Security captured a description of the suspect through surveillance video. Chicago police later located a person matching the description on a CTA Pink Line train.
What was
that
the
person
description?
was taken into custody and a firearm was recovered.
That's good that they have somebody that they think did it. And then other people don't have to be, because if I was on the train, then I would be worried about my ride back.
Forest Park police detectives have taken over the investigation, along with the West Suburban Major Crimes Task Force. Village officials say they're the only community in the county with 2 major train lines that end in the area. U.S. Congressman Jonathan Jackson of the 1st District sends condolences to the families impacted, saying in part, we must return to the table because the policies, programs, and funding needed to tackle this issue cannot be delayed.
What the fuck is he talking? I'm sorry. I know y'all back at work, so let me be careful. What is he talking about? If it's an isolated incident from one crazy deranged man, then what are we talking about? Policies, programs, and funding needed to be tackled. This cannot be delayed. This I hate politicians sometimes, especially black Democratic politicians, because they just be talking. They just be saying anything. We must return to the table because of the policies, programs, and the funding needed to tackle this issue cannot be delayed. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Forest Park officials are asking leaders in Springfield to consider their safety concerns.
It's for experts to determine what it looks like. But what we've learned is that, over the last few years, our number of responses have increased exponentially. And so we're calling on our leadership, countywide, statewide, to invest more resources to support a small community like Forest Park and secure in this area.
I don't understand. It's a train. Do y'all want a cop on every train? Do y'all need a cop on every train? Has it become so deplorable in those cities and those conditions been on those trains that y'all need to cop in every city or something? What the fuck
The
y'all
mayor
talking about?
did describe surveillance video of the incident as, quote, brutal and gruesome. We'll have more of that interview coming up at 6 o'clock. Now, if you are looking for an alternative to the closure of this blue line, the green line is a good alternative.
Can't even ride public transportation, but listen, condolences out to the family. I hope that everybody is okay. Um, I guess everybody not okay, but condolences out to the families of the people that was slain and needlessly taken out in this situation. We